Hey, everybody. I was waiting for Pete to start it. Dong, dong. I'm the damn host today. I'm like, what's Pete doing? He's dropping the ball. Laszlo's dropping the ball. But hey, it's Sunday, everyone. I hope that's your fun day. You don't have to run day because we all know tomorrow is a manic Monday.
That's right.
So not down with the Bengals. So what we are doing, because it is Sunday Fun Day, we're doing album homework assignment. I got Bart behind me doing his homework. These guys, they did their homework. Pete Pardo gave Scott Berry. I should mention who's participating. Pete gave Scott an album to listen to for a week or so. Scott gave Pete an album to listen to for a week or so. They're coming back. They're coming out of each corner, coming in the middle of the ring. And they're going to discuss their album, if they hated it, if they liked it. So I thought this time it would be fun to see who goes first. I made an authentic Sea of Tranquility coin. Sea on one side, Tranquility on the other. And just in case of the 1 in a million shot it lands on its side, I got of all on its side, Sea of Tranquility. So I will let Scott call it. Do you want... the Sea, the Tranquility, or the 1 in a billion shot that it lands on of?
Let's do C.
Oh, it's Tranquility. So Pete's going first. Is that all right, Pete, if you go first?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Tell us what album Scott gave you.
All right. So Scott gave me, I asked Scott specifically to give me an album from a specific band because it's a band that's come up quite a bit on this month's 30 favorite Southern rock album countdown, but by lots of viewers, but I've never really listened to this band before. I've heard the name for years, and I've seen Scott mention them quite a bit in the comments section and on Facebook. So I said, Scott, I know you're into this band. I would really like to have the opportunity to listen to them. So if you could give me an album. So he did.
I know where we're going.
Yeah, so he gave me a Drive-By Truckers, Decoration Day from 2003. And, it's funny because I went onto their Wikipedia page and, man, they got a lot of albums, these guys. They've been around for a while, and I'm like...
14 studio.
Yeah. So I was like I said, I've heard a lot about them over the years. They're just one of these bands that I always like say, yeah, I need to take some time out to go and explore them, and then I just never do. So this seemed like a perfect opportunity to do that. So so let's get into the album here. So Decoration Day, like I said, 2003, 15 tracks on this album. So it's a fairly long one. And I know Scott and I were talking about another album they have called the Southern Rock Opera or something like that. And we opted to go with this one because the other one's kind of really long. This one's fairly long too, but it's a single album. So it starts off with a song called The Deeper In, which right off the bat had me slightly worried because I'm hearing lots of those weepy pedal steel guitars, and I'm thinking, oh, this is really kind of country-ish. And I was like, all right, it'll be interesting to see if the rest of the album is like that. And it's really not, which is kind of cool for me. The next track is Sinkhole. And this was more my style, a little faster pace, kind of darkish sounding song. It's kind of like that little darker edge to a lot of this album, which I kind of like. Nice big heavy guitar riffs, but again, not like metal guitar riffs, but like for something like a Southern band, kind of meaty, right? I kind of like that. That was really good. Then Hell No, I Ain't Happy is track number 3. And this goes in a little different place. It's still kind of dark and slightly grungy, especially with the guitar work, but reminded me of Neil Young and Crazy Horse. And I dig Neil Young and Crazy Horse. So I was like, oh, I can kind of dig this. The chorus was good rocker. I kind of like that. So track number 4, Marry Me. I swear to God, I closed my eyes and I thought I was listening to the Eagles' Already Gone in certain spots, which I don't mind because I like that song. That's a really good up-tempo rocker from the Eagles. A lot of guitar solo going on this track, strong vocals. I liked it. Really cool. Then My Sweet Annette. Back to that kind of country ballady, steel guitars. Didn't really dig that too much. Outfit, laid back, kind of bluesy rocker, nice guitar solo, and I like that one. Heathens, I was excited by the title of the song, but that also is pretty mellow. Doesn't really get going. Kind of didn't really dig that too much. Same thing with Sounds Better in the Song. kind of laid back. Sounds like Johnny Cash a lot. I was like listening to the vocals and I'm like, man,
Oh,
this
yeah.
could have been a leftover for Johnny Cash. I was like, all right, again, not really my thing. Something's Got to Give pretty soon. I like this a lot. Again, it's got like this rootsy, garagey, Crazy Horse type of thing going on. And that's probably more in the attitude of the song and the way the guitars are recorded, right? It's kind of grungy, kind of fuzzy. But like some of the melodies and some of the vocals reminded me of like Tom Petty. Pretty good. I thought it was kind of interesting song there and an interesting blend of styles. Your Daddy Hates Me. Another darker, moodier, like angry rocker. Again, I keep mentioning Crazy Horse, but that's the vibe I get on a lot of these songs. Really cool, stinging lead guitar solos. So I like this one. When this band rocks it up a bit, I'm on board. Careless, again, another hard rocker. I get a little like kind of rootsy Pearl Jam vibe on this one. A lot of Tom Petty, a lot of guitar on this one. Another pretty good rocker. When the pin hits the shell, got more of like a country rock vibe. I'm feeling a little Burrito Brothers, maybe some of the more up-tempo Eagles stuff, or some of the more up-tempo Tom Petty as well, especially in the vocals. I kind of like that. Do It Yourself, good anthem. Great chorus, very memorable song. I'm thinking kind of Springsteen at his best, Petty at his best, Crazy Horse, all rolled into one. Obviously, the Dogs like this one as well.
The dog agrees.
Yeah. Title track, big angry guitar licks all over the place, but otherwise a country rock song, but pretty aggressive, a little bit of moodiness to it and atmosphere, but I kind of like it. Really tasty guitar work throughout this particular song and actually this whole album. And then Loaded Gun in the Country, or the Closet, I should say, is really like old school country. Didn't like that one at all. So for the most part, I dug like a good 3/4 of this album quite a bit.
Okay.
So yeah, but I didn't really know what to expect because again, they get tagged with the Southern rock thing, and
They do, but that's not the whole picture.
I
No,
think
it's
they
really
blend
not.
in indie
Not at
rock,
all. No.
alt country.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of alt country there, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say they had as much, they were influenced as much by bands like Uncle Tupelo and the Replacements as they were by Skinner and ZZ Top and the Allmans and country artists like Johnny Cash or Willie Nelson or Merle Haggard or whoever.
Yeah,
So they've got a lot of influences and it all kind of comes out in the music.
yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Little curious, Pete, what would you think of Patterson Hood's voice? He does most of the singing and he's got kind of a scratchy, sort of high-pitched voice, and I think that might be something that might put some people off.
You know what? I didn't really mind them too much. So much so
Okay.
that there were really no songs on here where the vocals bothered me at all. I think he fits the music quite well.
I think it does work for the
Yeah, I mentioned Tom Petty quite a few times in talking about this, and I, even though I mentioned Neil Young and Crazy Horse, I didn't mention Neil Young specifically, especially on the vocal front. So he's got a similar type of delivery to Tom Petty, but not kind of as nasally and high pitched, I don't think. But I thought he fit the music quite well. So there was not one song where, even if I didn't like the vibe of the song, like the song was a little too laid back country for me.
Right.
It was more so the way the song was laid out and the arrangements than his vocals ever. So I thought his voice was pretty good. I didn't mind.
So it works for the music. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Sometimes I wish he had a little bit more soul in his voice, maybe a
Yeah, I
little,
can see that.
just to get a little bit more saucy with the vocals.
Yeah,
But I like that.
Yeah, sometimes he really kind of tends to turn up the, sorry for the term, but it sounds a little rednecky, like he's
True.
kind of sort of doing it ironically, sort of in an exaggerated sort of way. I think.
I was thinking he didn't sound rednecky enough. No way. He needs
Depends on the song.
He needs some more cornbread in his life or something to get that going.
Maybe so.
He doesn't have to be what's his name from Molly Hatchet, but
Yeah.
a little bit more maybe. So Pete, while you were talking, I'm like, oh, he's on track to liking this. He might buy it. Oh no, I don't think he did. Wait a minute, we're back on track. So you got me a little car sick there. So I don't know what you're thinking. Is this something you'd buy or something that you would like? Maybe I'll listen to again online a few times, maybe this summer out by the pool. Or you're like, no, it was fun while it lasted. I'm done.
Well, here's the deal. And I've been asking myself that question for the last couple of days. There's lots to like here, I think. I think maybe about 30% of this album is a bit too straight country for me. What is good and what I liked, I did like. I wouldn't call this Southern rock. Not really so sure about that tag or, whatever that classification. To me, it's more like, like country rock. And I like some country rock. But here's the interesting thing. They've got so many albums, and I was kind of doing a little investigative work without going too deep yet. I think there's enough that I liked on this album to go and investigate their catalog to find if there's an album there that I really like a lot, like the concept album that we were talking about before. I did cheat. I listened to a couple of those songs. They were pretty good. I know they have a couple of live albums, and
that's kind of their tribute to Skinner and Neil Young.
Yeah. So I'm thinking I may not buy this album, but I may go and investigate that Southern rock opera album and maybe a live album or something, because
I think a live one would be good.
Yeah, that's what I thought, right? So I'll put it this way. I don't think I'm going to buy this one yet, because that's generally how
a good one to start with.
That's the one to get? Okay.
This probably put it up a notch
right here. Yeah, this one is a live one. It was their set from Austin City Limits. It comes with a DVD from their performance on Austin City Limits, but it's not a real long set, so it gives you kind of a good sense of their range, the kind of the songs that they have. So I guess in a way, it's sort of a greatest hits kind of thing.
Okay.
But so it's a good introduction.
To answer your question, Jamie, I probably will be buying something by Drive-By Truckers at some point. I just need to find what that one will be to get me started, because that's the way I operate. I need something that's going to really hook me in, and then I'll probably go and I'll circle back with this one and go do that. So we'll see. So the jury's still out, but I'm intrigued enough. I liked enough of what I heard here to definitely investigate more. So we'll see where this goes. So, but I enjoyed listening to this because, again, it's a band that I've kind of been like, oh yeah, those guys, I need to get to them, and I never do. So I'm happy that I spent some time with them on this album, because now I have more of an understanding of what they're all about. And I think there's probably stuff here that's definitely for me. The stuff that isn't, and that's okay too.
Right.
So we'll see where it goes.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna hate it.
Oh, really?
I was like, okay, he asked me for this, so I was like, okay, I'll pick one, that I think will work for him, and I didn't want to pick the double just because it's too long, and we didn't have much time.
Yeah.
But I was like,
and Scott,
this one is a good start.
Scott and everybody out there watching, I forget you're there sometimes. Scott, not you, Scott, the 4,000 people watching. I text Pete today and I asked him, I said, do you know enough about country music to maybe do like a show, top 10 favorite country songs? No way would I say albums. And he goes, nope, I don't. And I found it interesting how Pete loves Southern rock. Then he gets to Charlie Daniels and goes, that's far enough, and comes back. You go past Charlie Daniels and it's like this, but you go just a hair to the right and it's yeah. So I thought maybe there was just enough country music out there that you'd like, maybe like Travis Tritt, who kind of dabbles with Southern rock, but nope, that was the text back. Nope.
One word.
One word. Pete's too busy to have a conversation these days. He gives thumbs ups and one word answers. I got 10,000 texts here. Anyway, Scott, so what album did Pete give you?
All right. Well, Pete picked for me. It was a self-titled debut from the band Doc Holliday, who was they're probably their best known works, I would say, would have been the early 80s. And there's the album and the cover. This is their debut from 1981. It's a band I had heard of, and I kind of just remember hearing the name back in the day, but never really investigated their music, never actually saw them live or anything. The thing I do remember was hearing their like when you hear the radio spots for concerts coming to town, you hear Molly Hatchet with special guest Doc Holliday, reunion arena, Dallas. That's my memory of Doc Holliday, pretty much.
They toured a lot back in the day. They opened up for
everyone. I remember hearing the name several times. So yeah, I think they did a lot of openings for other bands. But
is that a real name of a real guy from history? Doc Holliday? Was he like a outlaw or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was at the OK Corral.
Okay, I knew he was someone. All
yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so they were kind of obscure, but like I said, I kind of heard of them, but I just never heard the music. And album starts off with this great heavy riffing boogie bass song, Ain't No Fool. And right off the bat, reminds me of Bob Seger, but maybe with a little harder edge to it. Kind of like one of Bob's like harder edge songs, like maybe Catmandu, something like that. But like I said, just guitars are a little more amped up on that. And the guy's voice is a little more rough than Bob's, I guess. Bruce, what was the guy's name? Bruce
Brookshire. Yeah.
That's it. Bruce Brookshire.
Yeah, he definitely sounds a lot like Bob Seger.
Yeah.
But a little gruffer. Yeah.
Similar, but more gruff. So yeah, it starts off. I really like that first one. Second song, Magic Midnight, slows down things a little bit. It's more of a ballad. It's okay, but it's not blowing me away. I could do a ballad, and I'm okay with ballads. It's just like some bands do them better than others. And so the next one, Good Woman's Hard to Find. That's kind of a mid-tempo rocker, and that one has a different singer on it. I think this is the only song this singer appears on.
Yeah,
and it's a little more poppy sounding than the first two. Nice guitar solo around the middle, but it's not bad, but not great. Next one, Round and Round, fun little boogie number with harmonica and organ in it, and enjoyed that one a lot. Then we come to Moonshine Runner, which I would assume would be the close of side one. Like I said, I didn't have it back in the day, so I don't know what side one, side two was, but it seems about right. It's like 10 songs. This is number 5. Great fast-paced rocker, and probably my favorite track on the album. So they really crank up the guitars here. For me, it kind of looks images of a car chase, and it's complete with sirens and train sound effects, and just a nice way to close out the side. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Keep on Running and Never Another Night. They're the first two on side 2. Decent mid-tempo rockers, but I wouldn't say there's anything really special about them. The Way You Do sounds a little more country leaning to me, which is okay. It doesn't bother me. I mean, I can do a little country, but I would say the first part of it's more country, but then there's some cool guitar soloing about 2/3 in, and I like that one. Somebody Help Me starts off a little organ, and almost sounds a little proggy at the beginning with that organ. They're like, where'd that come from? But yeah, they quickly go back to the southern rock tropes. I think I like the instrumental parts a little more on that one than the vocal parts. Your dog like it?
We have 5 dogs in the house right now, so yeah, it's bedlam all day long.
Yeah, mine's over there.
At least he's being calm.
He is now. Anyway, so that brings us to the closer. Album closes with a great heavy rocker called What Else? I'm a Rocker. Another song with some great riffing and some soloing midway through. So
what are you gonna do here? You gonna get the Doc Holliday, or are you gonna forget the Doc Holliday, or stream it on YouTube every once in a while?
I would say it would probably be YouTube. I don't really stream, but it's probably one that I would look at on YouTube every now and then. Right now I would say no, I'm not going to buy it. There's some cool there's like maybe 2 or 3 really strong standout cuts for me, but the whole album, I'd probably end up skipping over some tracks.
All right, hold on, let me elaborate. You're at half price books. They have Doc Holliday there. It's $3. $3. You're gonna pass on that for $3?
Okay, I might not for $3. Yeah,
All right.
but I won't be going on Discogs and ordering it. That's
Okay, you won't go out of your way. It'll be an impulse buy, maybe.
Yeah, it would be more of that kind of thing. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, Jamie.
And I will say, just to tempt you even further, both this album and their second album, which is Doc Holliday Rides Again, were both reissued by Rock Candy Records and with bonus tracks. So this one and the other one, if you can get them fairly reasonably, they're well worth having. They're really their two best albums.
I did look them up, and yeah, they weren't too ridiculous priced. So I don't know. Maybe down the road, maybe I will. I'll probably check it out. I'll probably revisit it every now and then. But yeah, I think overall it just sounded a little run of the mill to me. Just kind of derivative. They're not bad. They're great at what they do. They're good at the execution, but there's nothing about it that really stands out for me from the rest of the pack.
So you're not surprised that they're always opening for Molly Hatchet?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'd say. I think. I think if I had heard them in the early '80s, I probably would have bought the album. Yeah. But your tastes change, your criteria changes as to what you buy, and things that.
Yeah, they definitely weren't one of the most original of all those Southern rock bands, because I think they came probably right after bands like Skinner and Hatchet and the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Blackfoot had already kind of done this sort of thing. But I think, for people who like this sort of thing, they're a must-hear band, because they kind of hit all the marks you'd want. Good solid vocals, lots of guitar.
Yeah.
I will say, and I think you even mentioned it when you were talking about it, a lot of variety on this album, I think.
Well, yeah, you got some harder stuff, and you got some kind of ballady stuff, and maybe one or two even kind of pop leaning song.
Yep.
So,
but cool.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It's not a bad album. If I heard any of these songs on the radio, I wouldn't flip it or anything. It just, I'm not in a big hurry to go get it, I guess.
Don't worry, you're not going to hear Doc Holliday on the radio anytime. Well, serious radio. You hear like crazy things, yeah. So I'm always thinking regular radio in my mind. So yeah, and Rock Candy, they're doing good things. They're releasing a lot of archives.
Yep.
I've been hearing about that.
Forgotten albums and put them on CD.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always good to have a label like Rock Candy, because they do these justice. They really do. Because I think without companies like them, a lot of this stuff would just fade into like obscurity. We'd never see it again. I think at one point in time, I don't remember which label, there was a 2-on-1 which had both this one and Rides Again on like a single CD or something like that. That might have been BGO or one of those that did it way back when. But these are the ones to get. The Rock Candy ones are really well done.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. We're keeping. Go ahead, Scott.
I was just gonna say I wasn't even expecting to find it online, or like it would be long out of print or something, and I wouldn't expect it to still be in print.
Yeah, I think they were released. These two were released, I think, in 2008. So it's a while ago, but not that long ago. So,
well, cool.
Well, we're keeping the Southern rock thing going, aren't we? And I got my Sturgill Simpson shirt on. So country rock. Yeah, it must be summer.
I got my James Gang shirt on. I'm not quite Southern rock, but kind of
close enough.
California rootsy blues rocks, country rock type of thing.
Yeah. And then Joe Walsh went into the Eagles. So yeah, it's all there. Country rock flavor. It's all there. Yeah, so yes, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that episode. We had two, but no, we had two of these. So yeah, everyone. So go out there, www.seaoftranquility.org. And we are on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together. It's cute that you added that. It makes us seem like one big family now.
That's right.
Yeah, all together, all the damn time.
All the damn time.
Well, we're not all together all the damn time, because that would be a little creepy.
Yes.
But you know what we mean, right? We're not all sleeping in one big bed with 4,000 of us. We're not doing that. But Pete, tell the kids what we got coming up this week.
All right, what do we got coming up? We've got, tomorrow's Monday, so we've got the Hudson Valley Squares coming tomorrow. A very interesting topic that was suggested by none other than Mr. Ryan Scow. We're going to be talking about those songs that we just can never get out of our head. So the songs that just kind of keep floating around in here, you walking around the house, singing them all the time, and you're wondering like, why am I still singing this damn song? So that's coming up on Monday. And then Tuesday in the Prague seat, we're going to be taking a look with the Hudson Valley Squares did it last week. This week, we're going to be looking at our 5 favorite albums of 1973. So specifically like Prague and Fusion albums. So that's coming up. And then Wednesday, new album review day. Thursday is the Monsters Den, which is going to be a very cool show where we're going to be ranking the Alien franchise. So that's coming up this week.
Nice.
Friday morning, the Funhouse with Martin Popoff, as always. Saturday, the UK Connection. And then once again, hopefully another episode of Album Homework Assignment on Sunday.
All right, cool. All right, everyone, have a great Sunday. We are out of here.
Thanks, everyone.